guys, how are you doing? Hope you're doing very well. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, in my previous video, I just brushed through the four main rights of children. So today in this video, I wanted to go deeper, a little bit deeper, on what are those rights that are found in the four main rights. Okay. Hopefully, you've already watched the first video. If you haven't, please go and check it out so that you can come back and watch this one. So, now, first of all, we need to understand that a right is a recognition of children's entitlement to have their needs met. This is something that a child is legally entitled to, a right. And as I said in my previous video, rights are usually fulfilled by the duty bearers. And the duty bearers in this case are either the parents, guardians, caregivers, and sometimes even the government. Now, we'll come to how the government becomes a duty bearer to a child in later episodes. And before I even go to the rights, let me first say that there are four main principles that guide the rights of children. Okay. Now, and these four main principles are non discrimination. This is where every child is treated equally. Every child should be treated equally. That is actually the correct statement. All right. Then there is the survival and development. Here, it's understanding that every child has a right to life. The caregiver or the duty bearer should ensure that a child has access to the health services so that they for their survival and development. So then the third principle that guides the rights of children is the best interest of the child. What is the best interest of the child? The best interest of the child is the situation whereby when decisions are being made in regards to the child, the most suitable decision for that child, okay, is what should be followed. That is what we mean by the best interest of the child. Then the other principle that guides the rights of children is participation. Imagine mtoto ako na right ya kuparticipate, like a child has a right to have their opinions and their feelings listened to. Okay, first of all, their opinions listened to and their feelings being understood. So in this case, we are talking about when it comes to matters where a decision needs to be made in regards to a child, this principle of participation, okay, should allow that child to give their opinion on the decisions that are to be made. And also express their feelings, and their feelings being heard and understood in matters regarding children. Okay, I think up to that point tuko pamoja. Now let's go to the rights that children are. I wrote them somewhere, of course, so that I don't leave out any. And I think so that this video does not become too long, today I'm going to tackle two rights. Okay. And then in my next video, I'm going to be tackling the other two main rights. All right. Sasa, um, the first right that a child is entitled to in Kenya that has been set out in the Children's Act 2022 is survival rights. Now, survival rights basically promotes the sustainability of the life of a child. All right. And under survival rights, we have the right to life. Right to life means that every child has a right to be born, nurtured, and grow in a conducive environment that will ensure that they survive. Okay. Here, the second one is a right to health and medical care. Hapa, of course, what it means is that every child has a right to access health services whenever, kama ni mtoto ni mgonjwa, they have that right. And as I've said before, the duty bearer has that duty to fulfill of ensuring that a child has been able to access healthcare services. Okay, now that is all that is under survival rights. Okay, now next we go to development rights. So development rights are rights that promote a child's physical, moral, emotional, intellectual, and social development of the child. Okay, and the first one is the right to live with and be cared for by the parents. That's the first right. In fact, when you go to a children's office, in case there is a case, for example, where a child has been taken to their grandmother, to say the father and the mother of that child are not together, and the child is being taken care of by the grandmother, that is illegal. Okay, and I know circumstances do differ, but under normal circumstances, a child should be with either of the parents, that is either the mother or the father. All right, great. I hope up to hapo tuko pamoja. So the other right is right to free and compulsory basic education. This right to free and compulsory basic education is where unapatanga kama mtoto haendi shule, especially primary school, unasikia the chief or the sub chief is usually made aware, and ndio maana sometimes unasikia, you hear that the chiefs and the sub chiefs wameenda door to door trying to look for children who are not going to school, kwa sababu it is the right of a child to access education. Okay, and not just any education but quality education. Then we have the right to religious education subject to appropriate guidance by the parents. Okay, that is another right that falls under the development rights. Hapa, see, this one is self-explanatory. Yes, I believe so. And I think a point to really take note of there is a subject to appropriate parental guidance. So it's the job of a parent or a guardian or a caregiver to ensure that they guide their children appropriately into accessing the religious education. Okay, great. Then the next one is right to play and relax and participate in cultural and artistic and other recreational activities. Kwa pamoja, hapa ni penye mtoto lazima aende akacheze for their growth, for their mental, physical, emotional, all those put together. A child needs to associate with other children. Yeah? Yes, na ndio maana it is wrong, it is illegal kufungia mtoto kwa nyumba ati they can't be out there with other children. All right? Yes. Then the final one in the development rights is children with disabilities have a right to special care and support that will help them live full and independent life. So again, this is the duty of the caregiver, parent, or guardian to ensure that any child with disabilities has gotten access to special care and the support that they need to live a full and independent life. Now, let me leave those rights there so that in the next video, I'm going to finish up on what is under protection rights, because especially protection rights has quite a number of other rights in it, and the final one, which is participation rights. Okay, and as I conclude, I will also remind you that these are the rights that are found in the Children's Act, which was revised in 2022. And this Children's Act, you will find it in the Constitution of Kenya. So, if you've watched up to this far, thank you so much for being here. And hopefully, you've gotten one or two things from this little summary of the rights of children. All right, until next time, goodbye.